Okay.
Hello, can everyone hear me? Okay. Uh, okay, I hope everybody is doing well. And I actually wanted to talk to Shakirullah. Shakirullah, I have messaged you privately. Please answer me for the message. And okay, I received everybody's assignment. Not everybody, a few people are missing, but I received around 15 assignments. And since the deadline is already gone, so I have marked your assignments actually. So let me show you the marks for the second assignment now, and then we can start with the class. Okay. Uh, so here are the marks for the second assignment. I hope everybody can see it. So please look at your marks, and if anybody have any questions, it's almost 3 to 4 minutes. If any questions, then you can ask me now. If not, then we can proceed further. Okay, so I believe there are no questions because nobody is asking any questions. So if there are no questions, then I'll go further. Okay, so I believe everybody is happy with their marks, and I did not get any other question. So I believe it's okay with everyone, I mean, with the marks and everything. Uh, I actually wanted to talk to a few students about this the different type of things that students are not there. I mean, there was one student called Riyad. Uh, the assignment was very, very good, but the only problem was his question one is wrong, so he did not really attempt the question one well. Similarly, Shakir, uh, your assignment was also good, but the problem is that you are, even, I mean, see, every time I tell the students that please follow the instructions, every time I keep saying it again and again, please follow the instructions. And again, Shakir, your assignment was okay, fine, no problem, but again, even I mentioned that question one should be around 150 to 200 words. Still, your question one was just 2 lines. So, I mean, don't do these type of things. Even you understand things, uh, even everything is done, but still, if you don't follow the requirements or do not follow the things properly, then there would be an issue. Samir Jam, you sent the problem with no mark. Okay, hold on, let me check. Samir, you sent me your assignment with what name? Because I did not get any other assignment. I mean, I'll check it. Can you confirm which email address did you send it on? Because that's why I always say that send it to um, support for study. I mean, see, if you look at the screen now, everybody, I have mentioned it so many times that please, whenever you send assignments, just send it to this email. Don't send it to that other email because then it always mixes up. So if this is the problem, that's why I always say that follow the instructions properly. Um, okay, Samir, I'll check it once again. If I have got it, then I don't. Samir, is your name Samir Allah Baz? Is this your full name? Oh, yes, yes, I understand, but I'm just saying that because I do not know the full name, so I've got this list of students from WWS. So usually in, if you look at the list, in the list, your name is Samir Al-Abbas. So this is what I've got from the uh, administration. So if you have any problem with your name, you better talk to the administration so they can change your name all the time. Because later, if you have the degree, you will have also the working. I'll check your email because there's some problem with the internet. So it's not very fast. So okay. Okay. Yes. Yes, yes. I'm sorry. I got the assignment. I just did not. Okay. Sorry about it. I got your assignment, but I did not save it. So it's okay. I'll check your assignment and I'll show you your marks next time. I mean, in the next class. Okay. Today's class actually is about writing and presenting your project report, right? I look. Okay, I look at one student. Uh, the name of the student is Khalid Bakhtash, right? Khalid, I think you are for the first time in the class because I did not get two of your assignments. So I don't know because if you are here for the first time, you better talk to the administration later on because you have got two assignments and I've got deadlines and everything. So you better talk to the administration later on. Okay. So okay, fine. So we have a bit more students now, so we can proceed with it. Okay. By end of the class, I will discuss about the third and the final assignment. So if anybody wants to leave, don't leave until the end of the class today because I will discuss the assignment. So the class won't be very long because I'll just discuss how you have to write your project report. I hope everybody can listen to it carefully because when you do your projects will be marked based on what I will discuss today. So this is very important for you. And also, if later in your job you are writing any project report or any type of report for your organization, it's also important for you to understand that how you have to write it and how you have to present it. Okay, so basically some practical things before you write or before you start your writing. Um, you must make sure that you have enough time for your writing. Don't write in a hurry. You should have enough time when you are writing. Also, you should start writing when your mind is fresh. If you are tired the whole day, end of the tiring day, you should not write because you cannot focus. So you should write when your mind is fresh. Yes, this is also very important. Find a regular writing place. So if you are students, usually if you are going to write your project report, I would recommend you go to the library, sit there and write there in a quiet environment. If you are working in an office, even then you should have one specific place where you write because it makes you easy when you are writing. while writing, because project report is a long report, maybe 60, 70 pages, 80 pages. So make sure you put up some goals and try to achieve them. Like, just think about this, that in 1 week I will finish my first chapter, in 1 week I will read 10 papers, something like this. Just try to set up some goals and try to achieve them when you are writing. Use word processing. This is common word processing softwares. Usually everybody is using them, like Microsoft Word or these types of things. Before you start writing, make sure you have a plan for your report. So usually what we say is that when you are writing, just try to make up one table of contents in the start and try to put up things into that table of content later on. It's easier for you to understand the flow of your writing. Finish each writing session on a high point. This just means that if you are writing one topic, try to finish that topic. So the next time you start something fresh, don't do something like this, that you are writing in the middle, you leave it, and then the next day you again start thinking about what you were writing yesterday. This have one problem, because if you do like this, if today you are writing about one topic and you leave it in the middle, then the flow of the idea and all those things are broken. That's why whenever you are finishing your writing session, make sure you finish it on a high point, and then the next day you start a new thing. And also, another thing which is very important is that when you are writing, continuously send your work to your friends, to your relatives who you trust, and make sure you get some comments from them so you can improve your writing style. Now again, this is very important, because sometimes people send their work to other people and other people cheat from their work, or other people just copy their work. So make sure you send your work to those people who you trust and who you are sure that they will not do anything with your work. Because I have seen those people who work very hard on their project reports, and later on they suddenly have some issues because they realize that somebody else already copied their work. So this is also very important. Be very, very aware of this thing. Usually this is the suggested structure of the research report. People start with an abstract. So in the start you should have an abstract, but a very good suggestion would be, even the abstract is in the start, but do not write it until you finish your whole report, because abstract is like a summary of your whole work. So leave it on the top, but after you finish your whole report, then make a summary of it and put it in the abstract. Then you start with introduction, literature review, research methodology, results, discussion, and conclusion. In the end, you will have references, and the last one is appendices. Now, as we move along, I will discuss each of this part with you, that how you have to do each of these parts. Now, if you remember, while we were studying in different classes, while we were discussing in different classes, if you remember, I already discussed with you how to write a research problem and research question and objectives. We also discussed things about literature review, about research methodology. Now one thing is results. Results always come after data analysis. Now what I am thinking is that today is basically the 7th session. Actually it's the 8th session, but why I am saying it's 7th is because I missed one session. Yes, I am not talking about chapters, Nadia, because this is not chapters. This is the flow of your report. Yes, you have 5 chapters, and we discussed this 5 chapters in the last class. So basically, in this one, introduction becomes your first chapter, literature review becomes your second chapter, methods become your third chapter, results and discussion become your 4th chapter, and conclusion become the 5th chapter. But the flow of the research should be like this. What I was just saying, always on one thing, and that thing is Now, I don't know how many of the students already know how to do analysis. I mean, how to use SPSS or how to use different type of analytical tools. If any student have any idea or any knowledge about doing analysis, can anybody, can students who know how to do analysis, can they tell me who knows about it? Okay. Um, I believe nobody knows about it. And can I ask how many of you actually want to know about how to do analysis? Okay. Okay. Uh, okay. Now, my idea basically is this. I just want to tell you people about this because it's a bit difficult for me to do SPSS here because, you know, the way we are conducting this class, it's a bit difficult for me to do as SPSS here. But what I can do is that in the next class, I will tell you some theory about different type of analytical tools and analysis techniques, just like correlation, regression, descriptive statistics, these type of things. By theory, I do not mean that I will tell you something like books or very difficult definitions or things. No, not like this. I will just tell you the logic of these things, in which type of situation, what type of test you have to use. And then I will also guide you something about that. When you get this type of result, what does it actually mean? I will not do it practically because I cannot do it, but I will just try to brief you people about these type of things. So just to make sure that you understand, because you know, a lot of people I have seen, they know how to use SPSS, they even know how to do analysis. The whole problem with them is they don't know when they get the results from SPSS, what does those numbers mean. So I just want to make sure in the next class I teach you these type of things, basic things, so all of you have some idea about analysis. Inshallah, next class we can do this type of thing. Because for your results section, it's very important, right? So inshallah, in the next class we will do that one. After results, we have discussion. Now, discussion is very important thing. A lot of people miss this. In discussion, what you actually do is, in basically what you have to do is you actually write, uh, you look at your results, whatever your results are, and then you match it with the previous literature. Let's say if there is this, if for example you are doing one research on the effect of satisfaction on loyalty, right? Now your results, let's say if your results show that satisfaction influences customer loyalty, so in discussion you will do something like this. Because Samir, I'm not talking at the moment. I'm writing. That's all. Okay. So basically, in discussion, what you do is you do something like this. You start with your own findings, like according to the results from this study, satisfaction influences customer loyalty. Now, what you have to do is you have to match it with the previous studies. So, during the literature, these findings are similar to previous studies conducted by Ali and Amin 2013 and Wu et al 2012. Right? Now, after you write this, because after this, what you have to do is you have to explain a little bit about previous studies, right? So, let's say, okay, so this one, Uh, you start with your findings according to the results from this study, satisfaction influences customer loyalty. Then you talk about the previous studies. These findings are similar to previous studies conducted by Ali and Amin 2013. Now say a little bit about the previous study. Who conducted a study on customer satisfaction and loyalty in Chinese hotel industry? They also stated that if customers are satisfied, they also stated that if customers are satisfied, it is very likely that they will be loyal to the service provider. So this is something you have to make sure that you do, because if you are saying about your own findings and you are not discussing your findings in relation to previous literature, it makes no sense, right? So try to understand this. You have to have your results and then you match it with the previous study. So this is how you have to write your discussion. Okay. And after the discussion, you will come to the conclusion, references, and appendices. Okay. When you are writing, make sure that you understand that you are writing for whom. Who will be your reader? Who will read your work, right? There is a difference between an academic report and a consultancy report. Or if you are working in your organization and you have to write a report for your organization, that's called a professional report or a consultancy report. It's completely different. Academic report is different. For your MBA, the report you will write would be academic report. Now remember that if you are doing academic report, it's a bit longer. It's like 60 pages, 70 pages, 80 pages, something like this. Whereas the consultancy report would be 10 to 15 pages. It won't be a long report. It would be just 10 to 15 pages. Academic report will be marked and graded. So after you write an academic report, somebody will read it and grade your writing and mark your writing. Whereas consultancy report is also judged, but it's not marked. It's, it has no marking, right? Um in academic report, you will talk a lot about contextual descriptions or theory, something like this, similar to this one, what I just mentioned here. That when you write about some previous literature, talk a little bit about the context. Where did they conduct the study? Like Ali and Amin, who conducted a study in customer satisfaction and loyalty in Chinese hotel industry. So you talk a lot about different theory and context. In consultancy report, you do not do it. Mostly in consultancy report, okay, in academic report, the main focus is on the theory, on literature, on different type of theories. In consultancy report, the focus is usually on the recommendations. In the end, what do you recommend your client? So this is the basic difference between two reports. So you have to be very, very sure about who is your reader, and that's how you have to start your writing. Now, Shakir asked me in the start, explain a little bit more about abstract, right? So this is how you have to write your abstract. Actually, a, a lot of people I've seen in Malaysia, they write abstract in different paragraphs, like 4 paragraphs or 5 paragraphs. Usually abstract is in 1 paragraph, right? So usually abstract is 1 paragraph. What you have to do is look at these 4 questions, answer these 4 questions in four small paragraphs, and in the end you join those paragraphs together to make 1 paragraph. Yes, exactly. Abstract is like a summary in the start, right? So in abstract, what you have to start with is the first question is what were my research questions and why were they important? So you have to write one small paragraph, like 4 to 5 lines about your research question and what is the importance of your research. How did I go about answering the research questions? How did you actually answer the research questions? What did I find out in response to these questions? And what conclusions can be drawn? Right? So this is how you have to write your abstract. And let me get one example of an abstract and show you how you have to write it. Okay. Can everyone see this now? Okay. So this is one of the papers I have written. The influence of physical environment on emotions, customer satisfaction, and behavioral intentions in Chinese resort hotel industry, right? So the abstract is exactly like this. If you, because it's a paper, so that's why it's a bit smaller. If you are writing it for your academic report, then it would be a bit longer than this also. So if you look at these 2 lines, the objective of this study is to examine or whatever. So you mention about what is this report or what is this paper about. So this is what I said. The first, what, what are my research questions and why they are important. Now, why I did not mention why they are important in my abstract is because for a paper, abstract should be only 100 words, so that's why I have to skip something. Then, how did I go about answering the research question? So this is actually like your methods, right? So if you look here, here we mention a convenient sampling technique was used to select the sample. A total of 500 questionnaires were distributed to customers of resort hotels in 4 different cities of China, out of which 170 were returned. So this is what the second paragraph is. Then here, what did I find out in response to these questions? So it's about your findings. So again, if you look at here, the results from the findings suggest that customers who have higher perception of physical environment are more likely to have positive emotions, increasing customer satisfaction, behavioral intention. So these are the findings. And then again, what conclusion can be drawn? So the last is conclusion. So if you look here, this one, therefore Chinese resort hotel need to pay attention in upgrading their facilities in order to elicit positive emotion and maintaining their relationship with customer satisfaction. So this is actually how an abstract looks like. Okay. So you have to answer these 4 questions in 2 or 3 lines, and then you join them together, and that would be your abstract. Okay, now after abstract we have introduction. So in introduction we actually have the research questions and a clear statement of research objectives, brief background and a guide to the storyline. So it's all about your introduction chapter. You have to mention your background, the introduction of your research, aims and objectives, research question, these type of things. All these come into the introduction chapter. After introduction, you will have your literature review. We already discussed in detail how you will do your literature, but actually literature review, the purpose for literature review is so if you look at this purpose, so you will make sure that when you are doing your literature review, these 2 things are actually you are focusing on these 2 things. One is to set your study in the wider context. So if you look at my study here, the example I just gave you, my study is actually in Chinese resort hotel industry, right? But in my literature review, I only do not focus on resort hotels. I have mentioned about physical environment, customer satisfaction, behavioral intention in different places, in universities, in banks, in retail stores, in hotels, in restaurants, in everything, just to show that people have studied this thing in other areas and what did they find, right? So the purpose of literature review is to set your study in a wider context, in a bigger context, and also to see where does your work stand in the existing work. Now, if for example, here I give you example of effects of satisfaction on customer loyalty. Now, if somebody do it, it makes no sense because it has been studied last 40 years a lot. A lot of people have studied this, so there is nothing new in this. Everybody knows if you are satisfied, you will be loyal, right? So, by doing literature review, you also show that where exactly your work stands in comparison to other people's work. Or yes, exactly like what Nadia is saying, or to not to miss any important point from study or to avoid duplications. Exactly, this is what I'm saying, right? So, okay, then this about the methodology chapter, right? So when you are doing your methodology chapter, on the next slide I have provided one box, a checklist. So when I send you these slides, make sure when you are doing your methodology chapter, you follow those checklist, so your methodology chapter will be complete. So this is the checklist. So basically in your methodology, first you start with the setting. What was the research setting? Like in my case, just now I gave you an example of Chinese resort hotels or Chinese hotels. So this is my setting. So why did I choose that setting? I have to mention why am I doing my research on Chinese resort hotels. What ethical issues were raised by the study and how these were addressed. So you have to talk a little bit about ethics. For ethics, it's very general. Actually, for ethics, you just need to make sure that when you collect data from other people, you don't spread it out to other people. You just use it. Sorry, Sahab, what do you want me to show? Okay, so ethics just means that when you collect data from other people, you don't spread it out. You just use it for your own data analysis. That's it. Also, you have to make sure that people who are taking part in your survey, they will get no harm emotionally or mentally or physically, these type of things. So this is just ethics. It's not very big thing, just something small. The second thing in methodology should be about participants. How many participants? How did you select them? Like how did you do the sampling? What were the characteristics? How were you? Yes, I will send you one report as a sample report with the slides, so people can see how people write actually the report, the dissertation. So I actually already downloaded it and I will send you with the slides today. So in the participants, how many participants, how did you select them? What were the characteristics of participants? By characteristics, it simply means demographics, like how many male, how many female, what were the age, what were the salary range, how many were married, how many were single, something like this. How were refusals or non-returns handled? So something like this. If you distribute 100 questionnaires and 60 people fill it and give to you and 40 do not give, so how did you handle them? Something like this. It's not very important, but if you mention, it's good. Like if you look at this example, what I showed you here in the blue color, a total of 500 questionnaires were distributed to customers of resort hotels in 4 different cities, out of which 170 were returned. So even if you mention like this, it's enough just to say that how many people actually answered out of your sample. Then we have material. What test scales, interview or observation schedule questionnaires were used? Like what type of data collection tool you have used, whether you have used interview, questionnaire, if you have used interview or questionnaire, how did you develop your questionnaire? How will the data be analyzed? So it's just like which software you will use, what type of analysis techniques you will use, these type of things. Procedures. What were the characteristics of the interviewers and observers and how they were trained? So this is not related to you, this is something different for other people, but just make sure that when you are collecting data, if you are collecting data by your own, you just mention that data collection was done by your own self. How valid and reliable do you think the procedures were? So in the last class, we already discussed about reliability and validity. And again, when I send you the report as a sample, in that report, I have already mentioned about validity and reliability, so you will have an idea about it. Did you give any instructions to the participants? Again, usually when you give questionnaires to people to fill it up, so in the start you can tell them that this is just for an academic report. If they want, they can fill it anytime in the survey, they can leave the survey, it's no problem. And if they have any questions about your survey, you have to answer them to these type of things. How many questionnaires were there? How long did they last? Where did they take place? So actually you have to mention that where actually did you ask people to fill the questionnaires. Like in my case, I collected data from hotel customers. So I have mentioned in my report that Data was collected from the customers in different locations of the hotel, including the bar, restaurant, lobby, near the swimming pool, these type of things, right? And when was the research carried out? So you have to also mention the month and the year on which you have carried out the research. So if you follow this checklist, you answer these type of questions, so it will fill up your methodology section or methodology section. Okay, now results. Simple, just report the facts from your research. Whatever your research has found out, you have to write it. To support the facts with quotes from the participants, so it is for those people who are doing interviews. So if you are doing interviews in your finding chapter, you have to put different quotations. Like if you interview me and I say something, you have to put that into quotations in your finding chapter, right? Discussion, interpret the results and relate the findings to the original research goals and objectives. Exactly what I told you earlier, that when you get your findings, you have to match the findings with the original research, previous research, your objectives, these type of things, and also indicate some implications of the research. So implication just mean importance. So when you have findings, how those findings are important for the organization or for the customers, you have to mention those as well. Okay, this is also one good thing. When you are writing a report, make sure you use a lot of tables. I don't know, I personally like using tables because tables are easy for people to understand. So every time when in my conclusion chapter, in the end, I make a table like this. So I have research question. So I mention my research question. What were the results for this specific research question and what were the conclusion for this specific research question? So in this case, it's easier for the examiner to understand what exactly you are doing. Okay, in conclusion chapter, this is the last chapter. So again, in conclusion, you follow these things, then your conclusion chapter will be okay. To answer the research question, so in conclusion, you start with your research question, then mention if you have answered your research question, if you have met the research objectives, consider your findings, so mention something about your findings, and in the end you talk about some contribution. If your topic is something new, what is new in that topic and what is something important from your findings for the future research, right? So these things, and then references. Now a lot of people who send me the assignment, I had this problem of references because I realized that a lot of students do not really know how to do references, right? So please make sure you go to YouTube or you go to different internet sources and try to learn how to do references. If you don't know how to do references, then in next class I will teach you a little bit how to do references. But it's very, very important, right? So usually references have different styles like APA, Harvard, different type. Usually people use Harvard referencing, so it's a bit easier. So try to learn how to do this referencing. Make sure that all the references you have used in your project report, you put them in the end of the report, because if you don't put them in the end of the report, it will just show that you have copied it from somewhere, and it's like a cheating called plagiarism, which is very, very dangerous. So make sure that all the references you use in your text, you have already put them in the end of your report. Appendices, I've seen a lot of people put a lot of stories in appendices. Do not do that. Just include something very important in your appendices. Usually if you are using questionnaire or interview, put your questionnaire or interview in the end of your project report as appendices. Keep them as low as possible. Now, what are some important points while organizing your report? Choosing the title is very, very important. Do not choose a very boring title. Try to make it attractive so people like your work from the start when they read your title. Make sure that you are like telling a story in your thesis. So when you are reading your thesis, writing your project report, it should be like a story. So when people who are reading it, they do not get lost in it. If you divide your work into chapters, it's good. Preview and summarize chapter. So before every chapter, if you write one introduction about each chapter and end of every chapter, one summary of each chapter, it's good. This is what I told you earlier. Try to use tables and figures. Do not do not use too many, but it's good if you use a little bit tables and figures. It's good. And follow a suitable writing style. I have seen a lot of people when they are writing. Sometimes they use was and then they start using is. Sometimes they use past, present. So try to, if you are using past tense, use it throughout. If you are using present tense, use it throughout. Similarly, some people use active voice, some people use passive voice. So if you are using active, then throughout use active voice. Or if you are using passive voice, then throughout use passive voice. So your style remains the same throughout your report. Try to make it as simple as possible. Do not use a lot of technical words, right? Make sure your grammar and spellings are good, because if they are not good, the first impression which goes on the reader or examiner is that you are careless, you don't care, right? Okay. This is also something important. When you are writing, do not try to write a lot of I did this, I did this, I did this. Do not do this. Usually people will write the researcher did this. So anonymity means that try to keep yourself hidden, right? So if let's say if you are doing your methodology chapter, so if you are talking about distributing the questionnaire, so instead of writing that I distributed 500 questionnaires and I collected 200 back, instead of writing it like this, you better write it like this: the researchers distributed 500 questionnaires, out of which 200 were returned. So this is a proper style of writing. And then when you are writing, make sure you revise your work again and again. This is better for you, because you will, every time you read it again, you will find a little bit mistakes, and then you will try to avoid them. Revise your work regularly. Okay, this is something in presentation. After you, this is not related to you, but anyways, you are doing presentation, make sure you properly plan it and prepare it. Do not just go just like this. Try to use PowerPoint slides in presentation. This is not related to you. Okay, this is the summary. Writing is a creative process and a powerful way to clarify your thinking. Your project reports actually need a clear structure that will help you to develop a storyline. This is what exactly I told you. All the information should be readily accessible to the reader. This means that when you are writing a report, try to put all the information in your report, so whoever is reading it, he does not need to be confused. So like if you say that I have developed my questionnaire and this and that, and then you did not put your questionnaire in appendix, so the reader will be very confused, where is your questionnaire? That's why I try to make all the information available for the reader. Use a clear writing style. Check the grammar and spelling mistakes. You should be prepared. You should prepare yourself that when you are writing, there will be a lot of mistakes and you have to rewrite it again and again. And then again, you just make sure that you know what is the assessment criteria. Now, assessment criteria usually means that when people read your project report, usually in the world, people will make sure that your introduction is very well written, the first chapter. Methodology should be very, very justified. So if you say that you have used this methodology, you have to justify it. Your findings are important, but more than findings, your discussion is important, right? So people don't really take a lot of care about the literature review. So that's why do not spend much time or too much energy on the literature, because literature is something which other people have done. And if you are doing your research project, I am interested to see what you are doing. I am not interested to see what other people are doing. So yes, you should write a good literature review, but put more effort in your introduction, methodology, and discussion, right? So this is the assessment criteria. Again, And this is related to presentation, but a lot of people do presentation. So remember, if you are not prepared for presentation, it means you have failed. Why? Because if you are presenting, a lot of people just come to see your presentation to see what you are actually doing. And if you fail in presentation, it means you fail in your work. Um, that's it. It's about presentation. That's not related to you because you will not do presentation. That's it for this project report. So if anybody have any question, you can ask now. If not, then I will discuss for the third. Yes, if you have a lot of acronyms and abbreviations, then try to make sure you add one page at the start after table of contents to say that what every abbreviation and acronym means. So if you have any questions, you can ask. If you do not have any questions, then I will go for the third assignment to tell you about the third assignment. Any questions? Um, for the project, I will tell you in the next class. I need to make sure that I properly design the format and the pages and everything. So I'll tell you in the next class about the project. Everything related to your final project, everything related to final project, I'll tell you in the next class. If any question about today's class, then you can ask. If not, then I have to. After the class, I will send you the slides and everything. Okay. Asif, Muhammad Asif Walizad, I have sent you one message privately, so please try to answer it as soon as possible. I want to ask if in this class there is any student who did not submit the first two assignments. If any students who did not submit the first two assignments, can you please tell me who is it? Okay, Samir, I just need to. Okay, okay. I just don't want to waste other people's time, so I just want to request those students who did not submit their assignments to stay in the class until I finish. So let me finish with the other students so we don't waste their time. After we are done with them, then I will discuss with you what to do. Okay? So, uh, just requesting those students who did not submit their assignments, first, second, or both of those assignments, just stay in the class until I finish with all the students. Because I don't want to waste everybody's time. I'll talk to you after we finish the class. Okay, so I suppose there is no other question about these slides, right? So I will move on to the. Okay, those people who were late and they just came, I will leave this. I will leave this whiteboard here, so you can look at your second assignment marks. These are the marks for second assignment. So please have a look at them, and if you have any question about your marks, you can ask me. Now we have the third assignment. So let me go to the third assignment.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Sir, I attended the class a little late, sir, due to electricity. We didn't have electricity for 3 hours,
Okay.
so I missed the beginning of the class, as well as I'm seeing my marks, sir. Is it out of how many numbers that you give, sir? Like 10 is and 11, sir. First assignment 10 and second assignment 11, sir. And it's my mark, sir.
Yes, your assignment number first, you got 10 marks because in the front of 10 marks I've mentioned you did not send me the 3 articles, right?
3 articles, what do you mean by 3 articles, sir?
No, sir, I explained it again and again that in the first assignment it was related to 3 articles, right? You have to summarize 3 articles, and I mentioned again and again that I need those 3 articles as well. The summary plus 3 articles. Now in your assignment, I've got your assignment, but I did not get the 3 articles, right? So that's why your marks are 10.
I have sent it you 2. Okay, sir. Sorry, sir, to interrupt, but I have sent you 2 files in my first assignment, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, I understand. You have sent me files, but I did not get your articles. You know the article file?
No, sir.
I just mean that you summarized 3 research articles, right?
Yes, sir.
But I did not get those 3 full articles.
The original ones?
Yes, exactly, the original.
But as far as I remember, sir, we didn't talk about the full article, sir. You said that you have to research it and you have to put those articles in your own words and send me. Just send them, just mention the name, connotation, etc., sir. So I have done as you advised, but as far as I remember, I don't know about my other class fellows, sir. But I didn't remember that you have said about send me the full article, sir.
Okay. You see, after every time I finish my class or after assignment or marks, that's why I ask all the students, if anybody have any question, you ask me now. This is the reason
okay,
why I ask again.
I'm not okay, sir. It's out of 10 out of.
Nasrat, let me explain to you. I mean, don't feel that I'm doing something wrong to some students.
No, sir. Sorry, sir. No, I'm not. I'm not judging you, sir. Just I wanted to know, sir, how from how much I got 10, sir, and 11.
Both these assignments was 15 marks, right?
Okay, I'm satisfied, sir, with my marks. I don't have any complaints, sir. Just I was a little bit confused about the article, sir. Maybe I didn't understand you at the beginning of the first assignment.
See, just to tell everybody, so because all the students are listening, right? So see, this is the thing. Only you and another student did not send me the 3 articles. Otherwise, all the other students have sent me, right? Because because I have mentioned it in the class. Now, I am not blaming you. The only problem is sometimes because of voice or sometimes because of any other issue, people do not really understand what exactly I'm saying. So that's why whenever I say if there are any questions about this assignment or this class or anything, if you are not clear about anything, please make sure you ask me, because you know this is not face-to-face class. If it's
Yes,
face-to-face
sir.
class, then it's easier. But since
I'm
it's
not.
online class,
Okay, sir. I'm not judging you, sir. Just I wanted to know, sir. And because of, the subject of our assignment was to jot out or to find out the summary of that article, sir. That was the basic point of our first assignment. Thank you, sir.
no problem, no problem.
Otherwise, otherwise it was very easy, sir, to send you the full article because we had already had researched it. Yes, sir.
Let me tell you why it happens like this. See, because you know, being a teacher, it does not really mean that I want you to be like a bookish person and you read books. See, there are different type of things, sir. You see, I have studied in different countries, and I know that how much important is the requirements, or whatever the people say, how much it's important to follow the requirements, right? So this is the only reason. I see a lot of people got 10 and 11 marks. Deducting 1 mark because somebody did not follow the requirements fully is just because you have to follow the instructions, right? So I don't want anybody to feel something wrong or anything. That's why I'm answering actually. Usually people do not answer, why did I give you 10 marks? No, teachers will not answer.
No, sir. I didn't have. I don't have the intentions, sir, to judge you. I just wanted to. Yes, you are the teacher, and you know what are you doing, right, sir?
It's okay, no, sir. I don't mind. I feel happy when somebody asks questions because it makes things clearer, okay? So now I hope if anybody else has any question about the marks or anything, we can talk about it. Otherwise, I'll go for the third assignment.
Okay, sir. Go ahead, sir.
Okay?
Thank you.
No problem. Okay. So I believe there's no other question about these marks. Let me go to the okay. So this is actually the third assignment. Now, please make sure that the requirements are followed properly. Okay. So the first thing is the return date for this assignment is 23rd of December, which is 2 weeks, right? So 2 weeks for this assignment. The length of the proposal should be somewhat around 1,000 words. Do not give me a lot of stories. 1,000 words plus minus 10%. So if you really want to write a lot, maybe 1100 to 1200 words. Do not go beyond that, right? So it's around 5 to 6 pages. Do not make it more than that. Again, 70% marks for this assignment, but again, 15% marks are for the proper formatting, because when I got the assignment, some people formatted it very well, but some people just, even the assignment was written very well, the content was very good, but the way the assignment is shown, like the way it's formatted and the way it looks like, is very irresponsible, right? So being a student on MBA level, actually you have to be very, very, presentable, right? So the paper should be properly formatted, writing style should be good, and proper Harvard referencing. So the referencing you are using should also be proper Harvard referencing. So if you do not know, on YouTube there are thousands of videos about Harvard referencing, just 1 or 2 minute videos. So if you look at 1 or 2 minute video, you will be clear about what is Harvard referencing. The format should be like this. You should have title, research questions, question or questions if you have one question, if you have multiple questions. Research objectives. Then you should have reason justification of the study. Okay, Shakir, actually, let me tell you one thing. This your class is my first ever class with WWS. I did not take any other class before this, right? People who took classes before this, they had their own formats. I don't know what are their formats, but they have their own formats. In the last class, we discussed what should be the format for your research proposal. So I've made this format based on what everybody decided in the last class, right? So the best I mean, see, for best, there is not one best assignment, right? So there can be different assignments. If you properly format it, if your writing style is good, then your assignment is already best. Just make sure you present it well. That's it. This is simple. Okay. Now you should have justification. I have mentioned it, a brief statement on the business management reason for the study. Why should you do this study? You have to make sure that why should you do, yes, this is the final assignment. So why should you do this research? You should mention limitations of the study. What do you think your study will have? What type of limitations? Do not tell me that you don't have time, so this is a limitation. Your personal time is not a limitation. Then number 6 is relevant theme or discipline area. Examples of this section could be management, change management. Just include one academic definition of the terms and ensure you provide the source based on Harvard references. This is not a group assignment, it's individual assignment because all of you will do your own research project, right? Deadline is not short, it's 2 weeks. I'm asking you to write 1,000 words. 1,000 words means around 4 to 5 pages. I don't understand, I don't really think it's short. Another thing is that because you have to do your research project as well, so you have to make sure you have enough time later on to do your research project as well, right? So you have to adhere with the deadlines. You have initial theoretical research. This section should identify academic theory related to the theme and discipline area identified above. So whatever your research is related to that, what type of theory you will use. A list of 6 sources, of which at least 4 should be journal articles. Do not give me book references, right? So 4 journal articles together with a very brief precise of the paper, just like that summary of the papers you made in the first assignment. Just like write 2 or 3 lines of summary for each of these 4 journal articles. Types of data employed. This section requires content related to primary and secondary data and the sampling technique that will be utilized in the dissertation. A method of data collection, questionnaire or whatever, and why you want to use that. Preliminary hypothesis. If you want to use hypothesis, then write your hypothesis as well. What type of data analysis you would want to use, and the references in the end. So this is the format for your proposal. Okay, deadline. Okay, deadline, let's make it 28th, the Saturday, okay, coming Saturday. Okay, so the deadline, let's increase it to 28th. So you have 3 weeks then. Okay, by 28 I mean 28. Do not make it late then. Okay, 28. So 28th of December, I hope I can receive your research proposal. So I have a few days to check your assignments.
Excuse me, sir.
Because these assignments are important. These are related to your project later on, and I don't want anybody, later on if I don't read your proposal and later on you have trouble. So I want to read everybody's proposal in detail so we can discuss about it.
Excuse me, sir.
For complete research, we will discuss next class because I need to talk to the WWS management about it. I didn't know that I have to look after your dissertations. I just knew that I have to look after research method class. So this is all about the third assignment. If anybody have any questions about the third assignment,
Sir,
you can ask now.
if you go through once again, sir, it would be good, sir.
Actually, you know, I last week I had flu and still I'm not recovered well. So now my throat has started problem, you know. So you look at it. If you have any problem somewhere, then you tell me. I will explain that place to you.
So, sir, then give us your Skype ID, sir, so we could have some discuss it some other time, sir, directly with you, sir.
I don't know if you are on Facebook or not on Facebook. That group. If you
we are in group, sir, but in Skype we can talk sometimes, sir, to discuss the matter clearly, sir.
Actually, I personally don't use Skype. That's the reason why I'm saying. So I am on that Facebook group. You can add me from there, or if you don't want to add me, you can message me from there. Private message me from there, and then I'll answer you. Because usually I'm online on Facebook 24 hours. Anytime I see your message, I'll answer you back.
So what should we choose, sir, about the title? And
is it
optional, sir?
I cannot say anything about the title.
It is optional, sir.
Yes, it's optional. It's completely dependent on you. You just make sure that you can justify your title.
And how about, okay, sir, how about the second one, research question or question? What do you mean by this, sir? It means that why we have chosen our title. It's like that, sir.
No. There is always one research question. You know, when you are doing your research before objectives, you have one main research question or 2 or 3 research questions, and accordingly you have 2 research objectives. Why
if you give us
this topic, or why you have chosen this research, you have to mention that one in justification of the study.
Okay, sir. No, I'm not still clear about the research question. If you give us a practical example, sir, it would be good, sir.
Okay, practical example. I told you that I will send you one report, one full research report.
Okay, sir.
With the slides today, so you can look at it and you will get an idea. Basically,
as well as send us this page as well, sir.
Which one?
Yes, the assignment, third assignment detail that you are showing us right now, sir.
Yes, exactly. I'll send it. Another thing is one of your colleagues telling you because you have done one assignment. The last assignment you have done this one. How is research question important for?
No, we have already done this. Yes, I know the second assignment was one question was regarding that one, sir.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So then.
I was a little bit confused. Maybe it was, I thought it was about the questionnaire, sir. Something like that, sir.
No. See, your research question just simply says, let me tell you, okay? Let me tell you something. What is your topic? I mean, what do you think? What is your topic?
Like public administration, sir, in Afghanistan.
Sorry, administration?
Public administration in Afghanistan.
Yeah, but what do you want to look in public administration?
The whole system, sir.
No. What I'm saying is that there should be one topic, right? Your topic cannot be public administration in Afghanistan. There should be something you want to research on.
So there's a lot of topics within public administration, so you choose one of them specifically, sir.
So till now you have no idea of what is your research topic, right?
So, sir, you have given us the assignment right now, sir. How can we give you the title spot on, sir?
See, Nasrat, let me tell you one, okay? Try to understand this thing. You are MBA student, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now when you are studying MBA, you have different classes related to marketing, management, related to HR, finance, different type of things, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now you already have an idea of what type of what are all these things? What does we mean by HRM? What do we mean by marketing? What do we mean by management research? So
Yes,
you
sir.
should have a basic idea. Now let me tell you what exactly you can do. Do you want to do research on customer side, consumer side, or on the HR side, administration side, inside the organization or outside the organization?
Inside the organization, sir.
Okay.
Organization, yes, sir.
Fine, completely fine. You want to do a research inside the public administration organization, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now let's talk about this. In Afghanistan, now because Afghanistan had a lot of war, now they are newly starting different type of thing, right? The government is starting to establish itself, right?
Yes.
Now, as far as I understand, because I have stayed in Afghanistan for some time, and when I was studying in Pakistan, by that time I had some friends who were from Afghanistan, but they were studying in universities in Pakistan, right? And as
Yes.
soon as they finished their degrees, they went back to Afghanistan and then they started doing some job in different government organizations, right? So they got job in different ministries, different government organizations. And what they started to do is they started to give their skills and knowledge which they learned in other countries to start develop their own country. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So there can be one topic about looking at how in Afghanistan the organizations do talent management. So if those students who come from other countries, they have some talent, how the organization in Afghanistan do the talent management. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So this can be one research topic. So your research question would be how public administration organizations in Afghanistan do talent management.
Okay. Or it could be customer satisfaction as well, sir. It could be another topic as well.
Anything.
Like providing services, sir.
Exactly. It can be anything. Okay. Give you another example. Let me give you another example. Okay. Let's talk about this. Because I understand this thing. In our countries, in Asian countries, most of the countries, people who are working in the offices, they do not really want to help people, right? I have seen in our countries a lot of people who are working in government offices, they are quite lazy. They do not talk properly with the customers. I've seen this a lot of places. So you can do another research on the effect of employee service quality on customer satisfaction, right? So
Okay, okay, sir.
means that if an employee is providing a good service, how would it affect customer satisfaction, right?
Yes, sir.
So these are different examples. Now you think about it. There are a few things you have to think. First, think about from where you can collect the data properly, right? If you are working in some organization or if you have some contacts in different organizations, you know that you can collect data from that organization, yes, then do your research on that organization. Don't start your topic before you know how will you collect data from that. Make sure you have contacts, you can collect data, then start your topic on that area. Understand?
Okay, sir.
So this is all I have to say about your topic. Can you think about
So it means that we have to first identify the source of data collection. Then we have to make questionnaires.
Exactly. Why I'm saying this? Because if, for example, you spend 2 months doing your research, after 2 months when you go for data collection, you cannot collect data, then your 2 months are wasted. Right?
Okay, sir.
So before you start your topic, you make sure that you are interested in that topic is interesting for you, and secondly, you can easily collect data.
Sir, in data collection, sampling is very important, sir. Do we have an exact number of people, sir, to do sampling for us, or we can choose our own number, sir?
Again, it depends on what type of data, what type of research you are doing. Okay, can I ask everybody to wait for 1 minute? I need to put charger off my laptop because my laptop is out of charge. Okay, just wait one moment, I'll get my charger and do it. Okay, now you are asking me about sampling, right? Hello?
Yes, sir. I'm hearing, sir.
Okay, Nusrat, now see, sampling also depends on your topic. Now, for example, if you want to do a topic on the managers, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, those students who do not have any question and if they have submitted their assignments, they can leave. Those students who did not submit their assignments and they want to talk about it, they can stay. If they have any questions, they can say, otherwise other people can leave. Okay, so now if you are doing the research on the managers in Afghanistan, let's say the managers in the government organization, now see,
Yes, sir.
altogether maybe there are 200 managers. Out of those 200, even you select 30 people, it's enough, right? But if you want to do a research on customer satisfaction of Etisalat, now Etisalat is a very big company. Even if you have 500 samples, it's not enough. Right, so it exactly depends
Okay,
on
sir.
what your topic or what your research is.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, fine. Any other question? Okay, so I just want other people who have no question and who have submitted their assignment, those people can leave. Okay, now, okay, anybody who needs my Facebook ID, you can get my ID from that group. On that group, you can look for me and then you can add me, because I don't know, even I tell you my name, then my name, even if you look at my name, then you do not find it, you find a lot of other people. So you can just find my name from their group and you can add me. Okay? Okay. Now, let's talk about some students who will not submit their assignment. So let me start one by one. Okay, Shakirullah, I already discussed with you. So Shakirullah, you can also leave. There's no problem. But I've already told you what to do. Yes, Nadia, you can send me your topic on email. And the best way is if you can add me on Facebook, then you can talk to me easily because I'm online all the time. Right? So better option would be if you can add me on Facebook, then it's easier for me as well. Okay, now let me get it. Shakirullah, you can leave because you know. So now we have got Harun Sahab. Wait. Hold on. Mohib, I think you didn't see it carefully because I've already marked you. If you look at here, yes, Samir, you can work on this topic. I cannot say anything because I have to see other things, so you better put it in your research proposal and then send to me. Then we can see whether you can work on that topic or not. Mohib, I already answered you, brother. If you look at this, your screen right now, there's a yellow arrow. I've already marked your assignment, so you've got your marks on. Okay. Now those people who did not submit their first assignment, those people who submitted their second assignment but they did not submit their first assignment. For those people, I think there are only two students. One is Muhammad Sahab and the other one is Asif. Two students who did not submit the first assignment but they submitted the second assignment. I'm giving you the last deadline. Remember last deadline. I'm just doing this because I don't want you to lose marks because of some serious problem. So again, this Saturday, if you can send me your assignment before this Saturday, I will mark you out of 10, right, for the first assignment. Mark you out of 10. I'm not saying out of 15. Mark you out of 10. So please, those people who did not do your second assignment, who did their second assignment but did not do their first assignment, please make sure you send me your assignments before Saturday. Sahabji, I'm giving you one favor, so do not, please, don't do this, okay? This is the third deadline I'm giving, so don't tell me out of what output, but this is also one, just I'm giving you one favor because I don't want people to lose marks, okay? Asif, I said that those people who did not do the second assignment, who did do the second assignment but did not do the first assignment, I got you another deadline. It's Saturday, this Saturday. So if you send me the first assignment before this Saturday, I will mark you out of 10. If you did not send me before Saturday, then I cannot do. Right? So that's it. So I'm done with those people who did not submit the first assignment. Now I just want to know those people. Okay. Are there any students who did not submit both the assignments? Any students who did not submit both the assignments? Students who have already got my advice, you can leave now, so it's okay. Samir, I already said those people who submitted the second assignment but did not submit the first assignment, send it till this Saturday. Uh, those, I don't know whatever anybody's problem, just till this Saturday. If you have submitted your second assignment and did not submit the first one, then send it till this Saturday. But Tash, I am waiting for your reply. Yes, Asif, I got your request. I read. Okay, guys. So everybody is sorted out now. I guess it's enough for today. We will inshallah talk to you soon. Thank you, everybody. Good night.